What's up guys, Perry from Rockville here, and today I'm going to show you how to use the MINI RF4 V2 4-pack with an app. Now another way we can control our MINI series of lights is by using the app. It's available for both iOS or Android. Today we're going to be looking at the Android version, and if you haven't done so already, you can download it from our support site or look for it in the Google Play Store. If you're looking for it on the Google Play Store, you're just going to look up Rockville DJ Link. After you've downloaded the app, you can now link your Android to your light. So let's go over how to do that next. The first thing we're gonna do is go to the light itself and press the mode button until we get to the app mode. Next, we're gonna press enter on this mode and you're gonna see this unique code here. This code is unique to every light, so it may be different depending on the light you have, but on my screen here, it says E32. So when we look on the Wi-Fi networks, we're gonna see Rockville E32, so that's the match to the light. So we're gonna click on that to pair the phone to the light. If this notification shows up, you're just gonna click on Always Connect, and then we can click on enter again to get back to the regular app mode, and we can go ahead and open the app on our phone. So when you open up the app, this is gonna be the first screen you see. We're gonna go over all of the different features and stuff, but for now I wanna shift our attention to the bottom where you see all these different groups. On the light itself, we can cycle through the app mode to choose one of these 4 groups. So I can use the up and down buttons to toggle through. So for today, we're gonna just stick with app mode 1. So now that we have this light set to app group 1, we're gonna go back to our app and select app group 1 to control the light from our phone. And now on the app, if I select a color, you'll see that the light will follow. So now let's explore the app here. So this first page is the color page where we can set the light to any standard color like this. We have the color wheel on top to set the light to a custom color. So I can drag along the color wheel and select any color. And then we can adjust the brightness of the light using this bar here in the middle. So I can lower it to make it less bright. And then I can raise it again to make it more bright. Now let's go to the next screen here. So we have the mode screen. You can set the light to a standard color on top. And then below we have all of these presets to set our light to a different mode. So we have the RGB cycle here. We have a color cycle. We have a RGB fade, and then so on and so forth. You can also adjust the speed of each of these modes by going to the speed bar here. So if I lower the speed for this RGB fade mode, you'll see that it fades a bit slower, and I can raise it to speed it back up. And then again, we can also adjust the brightness, so we can lower it or we can raise it back up. Let's move on to the next window here for the sound mode. We can set our light to one of the 4 sound modes here. So I can click on sound 1. And now as I'm making sound, you can see that the light is starting to change. You can also control how the light reacts to sound by using the sensitivity bar here. So if you want your light to react easily, you can leave it at 100%. Or if you only want the light to react to louder sounds, you can lower the sensitivity here. And now I have to be a bit louder in order for the light to change. There's another brightness bar on top here to adjust the brightness for the light. And then we have the settings window at the end to change the language on the app. You can also clear the cache, or you can find out more about the light through this About menu here. We have the option to control multiple lights through the app, but first we have to go through a few steps. First off, you don't have to link the second light through the Wi-Fi settings of your phone, since we already did that with the first light. Instead, we're gonna go through these next steps in order to link the lights together. The first thing we're gonna do is set both of our lights to the same wireless DMX code. To do that, we're gonna press the mode button on both lights until we get to the wireless DMX code menu. From here, we can use the up and down buttons to cycle through the different codes. And for today, we're gonna set it to 4, or the blue code. Next thing we're gonna do on both lights is set them to the master mode. This is an important step right here. So you're gonna go to the first light that you set up through your phone, and you're gonna make sure that the master mode is turned on for this light. And then on the second light, or the other lights that you want set up, you're gonna make sure that the master mode is turned off. So again, with the light that you connected to the phone, you want the master mode on. And then on the second light and the rest of your lights, you want the master mode off. So now from here, we can select which app group we want our lights to interact with. So for example, if we want our lights set to app group 1, we're gonna go back to the app group mode on both lights. Make sure they're both set to app group 1. We're gonna leave the first light alone after that, but then on the second light, we're gonna switch it back to the DMX address or slave mode. One thing to keep in mind is when you keep cycling through the different modes on your main light, it may disconnect from your phone, so just be sure to check the network settings every now and again and make sure that you're linked to the light. So now with both lights set to app group 1, I can select group 1 on the app. And now if I set my light to a mode or a color, you'll see that both lights follow. So remember, we can have 4 separate groups of lights going at the same time. So let me show you how to do that next. So for this demo, we're gonna keep our first light to app group 1, and we're gonna change our second light to app group 2. So to do that, we're gonna go to our second light and go to the app group mode. Use the up or down button to cycle to app group 2. Make sure both lights are still set to the same wireless group ID. Make sure the master mode is still turned off on the second light, and then set the second light back to DMX address or slave mode. So now to make adjustments on lights set to app group 2, we can press group 2 on the app, set it to a different mode or color, and then you'll see it come up on the light. So now I want to show you guys how you can use all 4 groups using the lights from your MINI RF4 V2 4-pack. So just as a recap, you can go to the first light in your setup, so this light right here, go to the app mode on that light, press the enter button to see the code that you're gonna look for in the Wi-Fi settings in order to pair our phone to the light. The next thing we're gonna do is set all of our lights to the same DMX code. So for today, we're gonna set them all to 4 or the blue code. Then we're gonna go to the master mode on all 4 of our lights. We're gonna turn it on for the first light only, and then on the remaining lights, we're gonna set it off. We're then gonna go back to the app group mode on all 4 of our lights. From here, we can go to the app group mode on each light and choose which group to assign them to. I'm gonna set this first light to app group 1. I'm gonna set this light to app group 2, this light to app group 3, and this light to app group 4. From here, we're gonna leave the first light alone, and then on the remaining 3 lights, we're gonna set them to the DMX address or slave mode. So I can go to app group 1 and set it to a solid color like that. I can then select app group 2 and set it to a new color. Then I'm gonna select app group 3 and I'm gonna set it to a mode this time. So I'm gonna choose blue pulse. And then I can select group 4 and set it to one of the sound modes. Now another really cool thing, we can select all 4 groups at the same time and set them to the same mode or color, just like that. So hopefully this showed you guys how easy it is to set up the 4-pack with the app. But of course, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, feel free to reach out to our customer support team through phone or email. As always, I'm Perry from Rockville, and we'll see you guys next time.